What is up, everybody? TDN Horror Stories here, back with another podcast episode. This is the TheDarkNest Podcast. If you don't know, we do this every week, every Sunday. It's a different time every week, just to make sure that we can fit in any guests that we decide that we want to have on. We just make it so they're more comfortable with their time. Anyway, as always, I am joined by my lovely co-host, As the Raven Dreams. He is, I say he's adorable. I don't know why. I feel like he's just an adorable dude. But, I'm joined by him, as well as the Swamp Boy himself, the Shrek Lord. All right? I'm very excited for him. He's the most straightforward and supported narrator in the entire community. Please, for the Shrek Daddy himself, please welcome Swamp Dweller.
I like to imagine that there's a big applause right now.
Oh yeah, it's massive. It's the biggest. It's all for you, man.
It's just my mom in the distance clapping.
Just, woo! Yeah, nice. But we've been trying, to get this happening for at least a month now. At this point, almost
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. We had you, I think, scheduled for just before your this is your first album, right? That you have with your band?
With this band, yeah. This was our debut little project there.
So if you guys don't know, whoever's listening, Swamp also has a band called Within the Groves with Unit 522. It's really good. His album that just came out on the 11th, and it's fucking awesome. I've done some PR work for him, and I'm very, very excited to have him on and talk about maybe like the little process of how that whole thing came together, because it's two narrators making a band together, which isn't very common, or I don't think ever has happened at all. So I think that's pretty cool, and I would love to, not at the moment, but I would love to get your thoughts on or your process on how that even came together. Because
definitely.
It's pretty random. Story. At least from the outside, like just two narrators. Like, so. Hey, you like this? I like this. Yeah, you wanna? Yeah, Like, I'm sure that's how the conversation went, and now you have a band.
Essentially, yeah, that's about right.
So that's kind of how you did this podcast, man. That's kind of how it works.
Well, yeah, but it's a podcast compared to a band. I mean, I just get on here and shit into the mic for an hour and a half. Like, he has to actually have passion for what he does. I don't fucking care about this. No, I'm kidding.
No, I just meant that's how you started the podcast.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's honestly that's pretty close to how it went. Yeah, easily. But how you been, man? You just got your first house. That's gotta feel great.
Yeah, man, it's definitely very rewarding and fulfilling. It's for sure a lot of work for that.
Right. Now,
but it should definitely make everything better in the future, just content-wise. Not going to have
those
apartment restrictions.
So what were you doing before? You were in a studio?
No, I just have like a little office.
No. I mean, like you were in like a studio apartment before the actual main house?
Oh no, I had like a studio apartment at one time, but I've kind of like upgraded apartments over the years. Like right now I'm in like a 2-bedroom apartment, but it's just, you know how apartment life is.
Right.
If you got bad neighbors, the whole experience.
So is the house not ready? You're just not able to go in yet?
It's kind of a process when you're buying a house.
Right.
It's not, unfortunately, as easy as like you signing the lease.
And you just like go in, yeah.
Yeah, there's like a whole like month wait and stuff like that we have to go through and get inspections done, et cetera, all kind of stuff. But yeah, I should be in there like next month or something.
I gotta say, it's super motivating to see. I don't know, just you in general, but a narrator like buying their own house with what they worked on.
Right.
Because like as someone like me or Raven Size, you look to that and you're like, wow, the grind could really pay off. Like you could really make something of your life and actually sustain yourself if you continue doing what you're doing and you keep grinding. I think I already told you that in the DMs that it is very motivating for people like us.
Definitely. I mean, I found out pretty quickly, like just doing it, like out of experience, that you don't really have to necessarily be the biggest person out there. You can still make something of
Mm-hmm.
yourself. And that's why I don't really normally look at like the subs all that
Right.
much. Like, yeah, it would be nice to be a much bigger narrator, but at the same time, as long as you have a solid viewing and
Mm-hmm.
what you're doing is consistent and you can, bring in a healthy, income
Mm-hmm.
and you're smart with your income, then you can make anything happen.
Right.
You don't have to, be making $1 million a year like, a Jake Paul or something
Right.
to be, successful.
I
I
was
think people
talking
kind
more
of
of
have big
like
pipe dreams sometimes.
not like I was talking more of like not sub-size, but just narrator as a narrator in general, like you being a part of the same community, and
Mm-hmm.
we're
Hmm.
basically all doing the same thing, just differently. So seeing someone doing basically the same thing that I'm doing, it's very motivating in that way. That I'm basically going on the same path, and that if I keep working hard enough, I can get to where that is, and that is
Hmm.
super motivating for especially just me. Everybody else could just be
Yeah,
like, "Well,
definitely.
fuck it," but he's only got like 100,000 whatever, and like, fuck him. I want a fucking mansion.
Oh my God.
And
Hey man,
yeah.
some people can do that. You know what I
Listen,
mean? We're not all Mr. Nightmare out here.
I saw it,
Right.
dude. If I had that house with money just from YouTube, I'd be so fucking happy. Like, fuck
Definitely,
anybody
dude.
who would say
Definitely. A
that.
lot of hard work.
Yeah, that's crazy. How many bedrooms is it? Like, what did you get? Like, what did you get for what you have? I want to know.
Um, it's a 3-bedroom house.
Wow. So, like, would
Nice.
it be like one for master bedroom, one for your girl's office, one for yours? Something like that?
Essentially, yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
That's
I'm not
probably what I would
exactly
do.
sure what we're gonna do, but yeah, I mean, I really dislike it because, as you saw, the yard is just
Oh,
massive. So
man.
there's just like
I would love
endless
that.
stuff you can do. So you
Yeah.
can add on whatever.
Yeah, and then you
My
just knock
my
on the
main
neighbor's
plan is
door
to
and just
add
like
like a
backflip
studio
over
on the
on the
back.
trampoline.
Yeah, just climb the fence, jump
Yeah,
on their
I saw
trampoline.
that. That was great.
Oh man, I'm gonna freaking get the cops called on me
Yeah.
pretty quickly. I can already see it. Shit.
So you're gonna build a studio like on the land?
Yeah, I'm thinking about like building like a building, maybe
Mm-hmm.
like having like a guest house back there and have like a studio back there and just kind of get that motivation of actually being able to leave your house.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's something like that's a question that is that comes up every time like somebody gets big on YouTube, and they wonder why they just don't work from home. Like that's the whole point of it. But yeah, when this thing becomes your job, you now have to try to separate it between your life and your work because it can be
Hmm.
super demotivating, and it can ruin the whole process. You could wake up. It's if I ever get to like your size and your like, and I get like, how would I put this? If I get to the point that you're at right now, and I don't buy a house or I don't buy an apartment or whatever to separate myself, and I'm just getting out of bed, walking 2 centimeters to my chair, and then sitting down and working, that's not going to work in the long run. You're going to feel like there is no separation between how you make your money and how you live your life, which can,
Hmm.
you need
That's
separate mindsets for that.
Yeah, 100%. Like that was probably like my hardest struggle as a YouTuber
Mm-hmm.
is just like separating yourself because like a lot of people are like, oh, you work from home, like that mindset of, oh, we just sit at home and do nothing and make money is like the furthest thing from the truth. But
Right.
at the same time, it's
Right.
like it's really hard to like YouTube is a very stressful, very anxiety-inducing job. Like you don't have job security at all. Any day you could wake up, your channel's gone,
Right.
etc.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
like when you can't like get out of that mindset and you can't get out of that space, like it really just messes with your mental health, honestly. Like I've had a lot of struggles with being happier and like being able to just like detach and just decompress and be able to just be yourself without being like, oh man, I'm in that zone of what am I doing on
Right.
YouTube, what are these people saying here, emails, etc. So
Hmm.
I feel like once I be able to make that separation a bit, it'll
So is
definitely
for
help me
right
with
now,
that.
is there no separation in your like apartment that you're in? Is it like is there no like real space that you can go and like separate yourself from your bedroom and your like office area?
Not really. I mean, I don't have like a tiny apartment by any means,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not it's an apartment at the end of the day. It's like
Right.
a box. So it's
Yeah.
like it's a the other bedroom is an office, which I can come over here and then, I'm away from it. But it's still kind of like the same general thing.
Right.
Like, it's
Right.
not like you're completely removing yourself from your work environment.
Yeah. Well, ideally, like if I ever got to that point, I think about this all the time because hoping for success is like it's my little like I feed on it. I'm just like if I continue to hope for it and I continue to grind, eventually it'll come to fruition. That's just how I think about it. So I always think about like what I would have if I did it, and it would probably just be like a normal apartment, like a normal like setup, normal house type thing. I don't want anything big. I just want enough space for what I need. And the whole office idea, like I'm really into van conversions. I'd probably convert a van into like a mobile office.
That'd be
That
cool.
would be sick, yeah.
Because I've seen it done before. I've seen an office like in like a Sprinter van, and they had like a bed in the kitchen, but instead of like having the other necessities you would need if you were fully living in it, they converted the rest of the half into like a wall desk with like their microphone and like their triple monitor setup, and like that's what I would do. Like it wouldn't be like a shit ton of space, but like I can completely separate myself, go drive like I don't know, a couple miles with like my mobile hotspot to like a fucking mountain range and then just work with like the mountain range in the background. Like I want that because I feel like that would be like super it would help.
That motivation would be nice.
Yeah, it would help like the motivation.
Yeah.
Like you can change the scenery of where your office is every day if you wanted to.
Well, thank you. Now I have a goal set. TDN.
I think it's a great idea. I
That's
feel like it
awesome.
would work
I
really
like
well.
that. That's actually really
There's
awesome.
nothing
I
wrong
like
with
that
getting
idea.
like a stable like standalone office, but I don't know. I just feel like getting a thing that your office where you're going to work all the time and being able to drive it anywhere and change where you are could make it seem like the job is more than like more refreshing than it actually is.
Yeah, definitely. It's whatever ultimately works for you. Everybody's creative process is different. So, if traveling and being on the go like that works for you, I would definitely go for it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it would be super cool. If it never happens, it never happens, but I'm going to strive for that. I feel like that would be really, really cool. I wouldn't want to live in a van, but because I'm not about that compost toilet life, but it sounds nice to have a mobile office though. Kudos to Slumber for having a camper because
Yeah, I
he
was
looks
gonna
like
say,
he's
not going-
loving. He looks
Not
like
going
he's
the slumber route.
yeah. Well, Slumber is even tinier than what I would do. His is like it's a just a normal size camper, and he has to like take down his setup every night.
Simple man.
Simple man, but he looks like he's fucking loving it, and that's
Right.
that's great. He said from what I remember from like him on tweets and shit, he says it's like the happiest he's ever been. So kudos to him. I
That's
just
all that
couldn't
matters,
do it.
man.
I just couldn't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's definitely it would be too small for me too. I kind
Yeah.
of get claustrophobic and stuff like that. That's why like I'm really
Yeah.
happy we got some space now in this house. It's gonna be like, okay, cool, I can actually breathe.
And it's your fucking house. You can do whatever you want with it. That's your fucking
know, dude.
space.
It's
It's yours. Like that's
I can't do. I don't know if I can do apartments anymore. I was literally sitting here. I was like, I think I might just.
Damn it! I just want to screw a fucking shelf into the wall.
Exactly, dude. Like seriously, I was like, I just want to display my cool stuff.
Yeah, dude. How am I supposed to prop up my pop vinyls if I can't put the glass case on the wall? Like, that's my
Yeah, I
issue
literally
right
have,
now.
like,
Like, I
Just
can't put my
boxes
pops
of
anywhere.
shelves.
Ugh.
It's like I have shelving, but it's all in boxes still
Yeah,
in my
you can't
closet.
do
And I just
anything
look
with
at it daily, like sad about it. I'm like, yeah, what could have been?
I told my because my grandma and my uncle, they know that I've been trying for this for a very long time, and like this is the only point where I really feel like I got anywhere. So every so often I'll tell them like feats that people are making as YouTubers, like people I personally know, like you specifically. I told her about you buying a house, and like she was like, wait, he bought a fucking house? And I'm like, yeah, people are still making it. People are still doing it. And she's like, I just thought it was like, yeah, you could make enough to get by. I'm like, no, he bought his own fucking house And she was like, wow, do you think you're going to ever get there? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Do you think I could see that far in the future? No.
I mean, I'll tell you, like 4 years ago, I never saw that happen.
Right.
I thought I just wanted an apartment.
I don't know
was like,
where
if I could
this
just
will
get my
go.
own
Yeah.
apartment.
Yeah. I don't
Shit,
know
like
where
that'd be
this will go.
great. But it's crazy what you can do online these days.
It's just hard to explain to like someone like my grandmother who's she knows about technology and YouTube and everything, but it's like still so far away in like terms of shit she understands. Like a normal job will always make more sense because obviously it's like it circulates. Everybody knows about that, but
Right.
YouTube is still fairly new to people like her, like especially like people making a living off of it. I mean, she always knew I wanted to because she knew like what I was doing at all times. She can hear me like fucking screaming from my bedroom, so so she knows what I'm trying to do. It's just I don't think she's ever fully. I don't think she's ever gonna fully grasp it until I really start making like bill money. That's where I think
definitely.
she's gonna start being like, wait, you got this just from? I'm like, yeah, I quit my job. This is it. This is what I'm doing now. I think at that point, if it ever happens, that's where she'll be like, okay, I got it.
I feel like YouTube is still at a point to where it's kind of like formulaic still, since like it's still kind of an obscure job, even
Right.
though it is kind of a common job these days. But like my family was pretty much the same way. They literally thought I was paying Google at first. Or like, I was like, why would I pay them? What are you talking about? Like they were so like confused. But like eventually, once they started seeing like it taking off and becoming successful, they were like, oh, okay, I guess this is just some weird thing. Like my dad, I've told this joke a few times, but it's not even a joke. My dad literally thought I was doing like online porn.
What? Wait, what?
Nice.
He literally asked me dead ass. He was like, are you doing porn? I'm like, Dad, what? It's like, where would I do porn?
Oh my god.
This shit was crazy. I was like, Dad, what? I'm literally in the room right over there. Like, you would hear that.
Yeah, you would hear the slaps.
It was pretty great. But eventually, now my dad's like my biggest fan. He'll run around telling people like, my son's a YouTube famous. He's one of them YouTube stars.
He's one of
I'm like,
them
"Dad,
dudes on YouTube.
Dude, he loves it, dude. He
That's
has like his
great.
own channels he watches now too. It's just
Awesome.
funny as hell.
Yeah.
That is
It's like,
awesome.
all right.
My mom became a member of the channel yesterday on my live stream. That was
That's
that
funny.
was really weird. It was
It's like, thanks, Mom.
yeah, because I guess she didn't know that I was setting up a stream and the notification had come in when I opened up Streamlabs, and I had seen it like immediately. So I messaged her. I'm like, thank you for that, and she's like, for what? And I'm like, for becoming a member on my channel. She's like, oh, I'm just supporting you. I'm like, well, thanks. And it's just weird.
Thanks,
It's
Mom.
just weird. She never knows what I'm doing, by the way. Like, I have told her 1,000 times, like, what I'm doing constantly. And she's like, so, I was like, yeah, I gotta make a video when I go home. And she's like, oh, what kind of video? And I'm like, same as always. It's the same
Yeah,
shit.
that's my girlfriend.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, I don't know. You always do different things. I'm like, no, I haven't done something different for like 2.5 years. It's always this. She's like, well, I thought you were doing gaming. And like, that was like 3 years ago. I told you this. I told you what I'm doing. Like, you watched my videos. Like, or so you said. You said you did. Now I don't believe you anymore.
Quotation marks watched.
Watch.
Yeah, I watched him, honey.
My little brother watches me. That's a little weird. I don't know. He subscribed to my channel. I have the notification, and it's just weird thinking of my brother sitting there and listening to me try to scare people for 15 minutes. I don't know. It's really weird when people start understanding what you do. It's a little weird, especially if like you've known them forever, and they're like, "So what do you do?" "Oh, I tell scary stories." "Oh, okay, cool. Have fun with not living, I guess."
Kind of hope I never have to explain that to anybody in my life.
You're
to
going
be honest with
if
you.
you get big, you're gonna have to. I don't know. I'm an
I know.
entertainer. Just say that. I'm an entertainer.
I'm a voice actor.
Yeah, that'll work. Because that's basically what we do.
I basically just tell people that it's like, that video Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life. They're like, yeah. I'm like, that's me.
That's me. That's my whole channel. I do that every day. Every day, that's me.
That's me. That's it. I don't even tell people I'm a YouTuber half the time. It's too hard to explain. I'm just like, I work for Google.
That's so weird because of what we were just talking about. Because it's like, it's so common now that telling someone you're a YouTuber, like, there is still that, because I was just about to say, like, there is still that, like, you're a what? Like, you just make videos? That's it? What do you do? Don't, like, what do you do? And I was telling, when I got my new job, I was telling one of my new coworkers, randomly when we were pulling the truck, I was like, yeah, when I go home, my work, I don't like just not work. I still have to work because I grind out a lot, like, content, and he's like, oh, you do YouTube? And I'm like, yeah, I do it. Like, I've been doing it for like 2-something years. He's like, oh, I do YouTube too. And I'm like, oh, what do you do? And I'm waiting for it. I know what it's gonna be. He's like, I play 2K. I post my 30-second clips of 2K on there. I do it a lot. I think it's gonna be pretty big. Like, okay, man, that's cool.
Man,
I get it, but I also, like, I knew it was gonna be that, because every single time I talk to another person who's a dude about doing YouTube, it's always them posting COD clips in 2020 for some reason, and playing basketball games. And there's just this, like, you could be doing something else. I get it, it's fun, but, like, I hope you don't plan on getting anywhere with that.
Right. Well, and that's kind of the other side of it, right? Like you were saying, there's still the, oh, you do that.
Yeah.
It kind of comes down to people are saying, I do this for fun as a hobby. I upload these 30-second clips. Or if you say you're serious about it, there's kind of a strange stigma, like, oh, you just sit at home and make videos.
Yeah. And nobody really knows what it is until they, like, really see it happening.
Right. Right.
Because could you imagine what people actually think we do? Who have no idea really what the process is at all?
They think I sit at home and just read stuff into a microphone, and then I need to get a job and quit being a lazy piece of shit. But
I just want to know what the outside process is. Uh-oh, Swamp just dipped.
We just lost Swamp. There he is.
There he is. Swamp?
I don't know what happened. Like, everybody cut out for a second on my end.
There we go.
Oh. Bad connection on Discord.
Yeah, Discord on phone sucks.
RIP.
It's terrible. Yeah. Nice. So, I do want to talk to you about the whole how you got within the Groves to even happen with Unit. So, why don't you tell us how that even happened?
Well, when a daddy Shrek and a mommy Shrek
love. Christ, man.
Okay, then.
Essentially, me and Unit 522 have been, like, friends, outside of U2 for quite a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And we both have always had interest in metal, and he has his own little various metal projects he's been doing. And then I've always had my own little things I've done. And after a while, we were like, why don't we just do something together? Let's do something fun. And since we don't live too far away from each other, we kind of meet up and just got a bunch of stuff done. And, we're just like, let's make an album. Screw it. Why not? And that's exactly what we did. It's kind of simple and, like, cut and dry, but really it was just, just two people interested in metal.
It's just the outside, like, looking in type perspective is it's two narrators, like, well-known narrators that just made a metal band. Like that.
I thought that was kind of funny because, like, everybody's used to, like, the SoundCloud thing, right? Like, you're a rapper all of a sudden. But like, I was like, well, I'm not a rapper, but I
and that's also the funny thing is a lot of narrators are leaning towards, like, rap. I don't know why that is, but
yeah, I like hip hop. I got nothing against it. I just personally don't really have the voice for it.
Right.
Like, I kind of I'm not really, aggressive street guy. I'm just kind of weird white guy who sounds like a devil. So I was like, I'll do that.
Well, that's not necessarily how that works, but I get where you're coming from. Anybody
You know,
can
I'm
honestly be a
just-
rapper. Anybody can have that rapper voice. You just got to train yourself. Like my voice
I don't know,
originally
man.
sounded
I don't
really
know.
shit. Like before I did any music.
Aren't you
And
Southern, brother?
I mean, I want to agree with you, Dark,
Yeah.
that anyone could be, but I kind of like where Swamp is with his current band. So let's just go ahead and stick with that.
oh no, I'm not telling him. I'm telling it like
This is
if
Swamp coming.
the only thing
Oh God.
if the only thing that would ever stop you is the fact that you don't have that rapper persona, that rapper persona doesn't exist anymore. Like that shit is
Yeah,
so
yeah.
far in the
Yeah.
like the early 2000s, the 90s that anybody could be. That's the thing. Anybody could be, but not everybody should be. Like that's
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That's
I
fair.
feel
There's
that.
people who are really bad at it, and nobody tells them otherwise. Which
So my thing is I'm not terrible at rapping itself. I just don't have a.
I
I
would
just
love
like.
to
I'm
hear
sure
how
I
you
could train it.
sounded.
I just don't have that voice. You know,
I
I
would
kind of
love
have
to hear
a.
how you
I got
sound.
a soft voice, if that makes sense.
I have a
don't know. I
nasally
just don't
one.
have that. I just don't have that voice in my opinion. Like when I listen to it, I'm like, ugh. But like I can like do the bars. Like I can hit
Right.
it cleanly and stuff. I just don't think it's. You know, I'm just not. I'm no Kendrick.
I just would
Lamar or
I just would
anything.
love to hear you rapping. I think that would be amazing. I would totally
Oh man,
listen to a
I
full
actually had
album.
back in 2017. It's still on SoundCloud. I think it's private now, but like I had this little 3-track little meme. I called it trash rap. It was like a meme because I was making fun of Goodnight Goosebumps. But all love to Goodnight Goosebumps, by the
You're
way.
gonna have to send that to me. I have to listen to that. Oh my
Yeah, it's
God.
literally just me just trying to be Tyler the Creator just because I thought it was funny.
That's so great. You have to send that to me. I want to listen to that
I'll send
so
it to you.
bad. Oh my
It's
God.
it's really bad, dude. I recorded on like a busted Yeti, so you'll hear how bad like the mixing
like-
is, and you're gonna hear the background noise. It's not that bad, but it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Like it's meant to be a joke, so like anybody
Right.
who listens to it and is trying to be like, "Oh, this is terrible," it's like that's the point.
I-
But but like it's pretty funny for a Tyler Creator impression in my
That's
opinion.
great. It's fucking awesome.
But yeah, hip hop's great, guys.
I'm wondering why so many narrators lean towards like the rapping thing. A lot of them
I
are
feel like
doing
it's just an easy genre to like produce because like
Uh-huh.
there's a billion people who make beats online. It's really not
Right.
hard to honestly like you can just get the T-Pain auto tune thing on voice mod for like $5 and boom, there you go. You can sound great
it.
without trying.
But it's not just rap. It's also not.
Oh, it's everything.
No. What I mean is like the genre of it, the category of rap that it's in. It's all one thing. I don't really know what I guess industrial would be it because a lot of people are into industrial. It's like that clashy, like screaming, like
Yeah.
that like Corpse Husband does it. Like that's it. That's industrial. Chills
Everybody's
started
Star-Lord all of a
industrial. He's
sudden.
really not doing that anymore, but he started that way. And just I don't know. Just a lot of people are going in that route, like rapping in general, which I don't know.
It's angsty, bro.
And then you got like just that route that they're going. I mean, besides myself, Vidith is the only other one I know that's just kind of just storytelling, which that's the side I prefer. Speaking of which, he's getting great at it. I don't know if anybody's actually listened to Vidith rap.
No, he's super talented.
He's
Underrated as hell.
he started and it was a little rough around the edges, but that's like your first songs. That's how mine were. And then recently he put out Fix, and wow, it's really
Yeah,
good.
he can sing too. Have you heard Vidith sing? Amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
he's really
great.
fucking good. And just putting it out there that me and Vidith are currently working on a song together. So look out
That'd
for
be
that
cool,
in the
yeah.
next maybe month or so.
Shout out to Vidith.
Slumber in the
Davidic
chat.
way.
I don't know why I said
Number
that like
15.
chills.
Yeah, why did you go drop chills, dude? What the hell happened there?
Slumbers in the chat.
Number 15.
Number
Slumber.
15, Slumber King Foot Lettuce.
There you go. That's exactly what I was about to do.
Slumber King.
Slumber King Foot Lettuce.
Slumber King Burger Sugar.
What would you do if you found Slumber sitting in your foot lettuce?
It's just sitting, just bare ass cheeks on the foot lettuce. What
Oh my
what
God.
would you do if you saw Slumber in your office squatting over an egg?
That's just a normal Saturday for me. I'm pretty used to it.
You just walk into your fucking room and Slumber's just squatting over your desk. hey man,
God damn it, Slumber!
Stop!
I told you to get out of here.
Get out of here! And he's like,
Just get my bottles, start spraying. Get out of here. Oh man,
that's so good. Oh my god.
All right then.
Yeah.
all right.
And this is exactly why I wanted Swamp to be on, because he's just so fucking random, and it's great. I love it.
I'm just a meme, bro. I'm just a meme.
You are a
living the
walking
dream.
meme. Yeah. Gotta get all you dudes on a track. 49-minute long video, no meme.
Jeez, dude, that'd be pretty terrible.
We just had you doing like the vocals for like a chorus, and it's just me and Vidith like spliced throughout. That'd be great.
I'll make sure to do.
It'd probably be very
shrieky
Linkin
ones.
Park-esque, honestly, and I would be so down for that.
We could probably do something like that. We could probably like
The genres mix pretty well. I mean, fucking.
Oh, I love that kind of stuff. Like
fucking-
Cell Dweller, Linkin Park, early stuff. I love that shit. Like that's a lot of that stuff is a
like
lot
Tech
of fun.
Nine's done stuff with System of a Down. Ice Cube has done shit with Korn. Like
Yeah, easy, no problem.
like it works really fucking well. You just have to bring like a
Hip
certain
hop and
power to it.
metal are very, very good. They feed off each other
Yeah.
very well.
I love it.
You see it a lot these days, but like it's kind of like I feel like it's just super corny a lot of the times. I
Yeah.
feel like people need to be a little less corny with it. Like it's cool when like you see metal bands like having rappers or starting to rap themselves, but then it's just like the same shit you'd see everywhere. It's like, yeah, bitches, money. It's like, but like this is metal. Like,
Yeah.
let's say something a little bit different. I don't know.
That's
whatever.
why I think
You know how it
Linkin
is.
Park like worked so well, is that it had that like grungy, like really hard hitting like sound in the background, but like the raps themselves were like very storytelling. And that's how it should be. It shouldn't be like just rah, I fuck bitches. Like it's
Definitely
it would
a
it would
different
never
form
work.
of music.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
Nothing like that ever really gets off the ground. I mean, Linkin Park barely got off the ground. The fact that they did it all was a miracle, because they talk
It's
about
all
it a
about
lot.
vibes. So that's why like music is like such a hard thing to be successful in, because music is very vibe dependent. Like a lot of that like new wave stuff is very party oriented, you know, in the moment. But like
Right.
if you're trying to feel something, you're probably gonna turn on a Linkin Park over like an Attila or something like that. Like, or it's kind of just. I feel like that's just how it is with narration too. It's just, you know, vibe. Like like what are you looking for in that moment?
I just got all your Twitter messages. Where are you? I was a minute away. Jeez. God forbid I'm
He
late.
was incredibly unprofessional. He was late to his own meeting after he was hounding me to be there on time.
Oh, sorry if you missed it last time, and I was just worried you wouldn't make it this time.
Oh.
It's all,
Sure.
it's-
You also
it's just-
told me to message you like 2 hours before. I was just doing what you said.
Yeah, and you messaged me like 30 minutes beforehand. Thank you.
Yeah, because what happened 30 minutes before the last one?
Guys.
I said 2 hours, sir.
I did
This
2
is This is
hours.
unprofessional behavior.
2 hours.
I would need to speak to your manager. Where's your general manager?
He's... I don't fucking know. Me, I guess.
I'm gonna take a picture of you and send this into HR.
Who's in HR? Susan?
Karen Dweller.
Fucking just send a picture of me to Susan. Fuck this fucker up.
It's like you walk outside, like a van pulls up, a bunch
It's
of people
just
come
a
out.
van with a fucking YouTube sticker on it. They all roll out like fucking YouTube.
They have like
buddies.
demonetized. They all have like demonetized masks.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And they're just like beating you with bats and shit. It's just like, what the
They're feeding me with YouTube play buttons.
Oh, jeez.
Be great. You'll never have one.
break terms of service again, bitch.
Oh my god, just stomping me.
Oh man, that's how YouTube should enforce TOS. Honestly,
No more mid rolls. We're done.
I'm down. I like that idea.
just kicking you in the ribs. And that's for putting 3 mid rolls in one video.
That's for putting 3 mid rolls in a 10-minute video. Oh my god.
Feels
So
bad.
one of the podcasts went up, and I had added mid rolls, like you said, but apparently if you don't regulate them, the default puts them at like every like 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh, dude, it's awful.
Yeah, so for an hour and a half, I saw little yellow lines like every like 2 inches. There was just another yellow line.
Jesus.
It was really bad. There was at least 55 ads in that one fucking video. I didn't notice until a day after it went up. So,
Dude, I
Yeah.
felt bad because it happened to me the other day on accident. I guess, like, I don't know what happened, but I guess it automatically placed the ads on the video for me, and then it went live, and there was, like, literally, like, 27 ads, I think I counted, in a 35-minute video. I was like, what
Jesus.
the I was like, what are you doing, YouTube? I was like, no wonder the watch time on this video is so poor. It's like,
it's because everybody clicked on it and they're like, Jesus Christ.
Like, Swamp must be broke, damn.
Watch just
Like,
the title
thanks,
it-
YouTube.
And there's just
Just
that one
title it-
viewer that's like, I could do it.
It just got a title like "Watch this video to pay my mortgage."
There you go, dude. It's like, I
Just
got a
imagine
mortgage
that
to pay.
handful
I
of
got
people
kids to
that's so
feed.
dedicated that they're just like, I got this. I need to know what happens.
I'm gonna help you out.
It's just gonna be TDN sitting there.
I'd probably
Watching
do
the
that. I've
video
done that
on repeat.
before. I've done it
It's like,
before with
anything for
somebody.
you,
I don't remember
Pewds.
who it was, but anything for you,
you.
Pewds.
Jeez.
Never. No. Never. Gross. Gagging right now. So I have a question for you, Swamp. Okay.
Shoot.
So you're obviously a lot bigger than us, and I wanted to know what the process is of like making this as a full-time job. What do you do personally to continue to stay motivated and posting consistently? Is it like, what is your process of getting over those obstacles that are obviously there?
I'd say for me personally, it's just all about like routine, like finding a routine that I have like on a daily basis, and keeping myself scheduled. Like for the most part, I try to only work like Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I keep it like, a normal job, so I have some sort of normalcy in my life.
Makes sense, yeah.
And I try to follow a schedule. Like I kind of pretty much like I live by a calendar. A calendar is how I get over everything. Like if my calendar's fucked up, I'm fucked up. So like a calendar for me personally is how I keep myself from losing my mind. And when I see like when things get hard, it's just, I can look there, see where I'm at. I have like my videos for the month, all on there, when I have like certain dates highlighted for like important things, like say payday, or
Right.
when I need to get a deadline done for a sponsor, or et cetera, et cetera. And that for me, whatever reason, it just like takes my brain and just calms it down, because I have like really bad anxiety, and I have bipolar too. So like it's constant like, oh, what am I doing wrong for no reason, even though everything's going right. So it's like, but like for me, for whatever reason, just having like a routine and a schedule and just putting that sense of normalcy back into my life. Like I just think, like we talked about earlier, the most important thing when doing a job like this is having some sort of normalcy. Because when you go from like before this, I was working 2 full-time warehouse jobs, working 80 hours a week, working my ass off. But when you go to here, it's nice for a while, but then you start to miss that social interaction,
Right.
that camaraderie.
That's something
with
I was wondering
your
about.
coworkers and stuff like that. Like it's nice, yeah, I can go on Twitter and fuck around, but when you stare at
It's
a
not
screen,
real. Yeah, it's not real. There's no
the computer
physical
fatigue is
interaction
really
there.
real.
Yeah, there's no physical
It
interaction
actually got
there.
to a point to a couple months ago where like I was actually having vision problems because I was staring at a screen too much. Like I was like, it was hard. Like actually wasn't able to drive my car for a little bit because like the sun was like, it wouldn't even be bright, but for whatever reason my eyes would be so sensitive to it, like I couldn't keep them open. I'd have to like wear sunglasses all the time. It was bad. So I was like, now I've got like a routine where I cut that down very drastically. But like computer fatigue, I think, is something a lot of people kind of forget about too.
Right.
It's definitely really, a lot of that really affects your health, and just trying to keep a healthy social life and keeping yourself, just normal in a way, so you don't fall, because I do believe it really messes you up mentally. And I know that I'm bipolar, so like I get more emotional than probably normal people, but like for me, it just kind of puts me in this negative mindset sometimes, and kind of just feels like you're boxed in and you don't really know how to communicate with people correctly sometimes. So like normalcy and schedules and routines, that's how I kind of get over those weird humps that YouTube has.
So when you're like feeling demotivated? Do you, or like you're feeling like you have no like social things going on that could stimulate you? Do you go out? Like, do you just like you and your girl,
Yeah,
like, I don't know, like go
sometimes.
out to eat or like something, or just go somewhere just to make it feel like, your life isn't sucked into like and trapped in this like tiny place?
Yeah, pretty much. I liked like I just like to live a normal thing, like I said, just go out, like you said, go out to eat dinner,
Hmm.
go see friends, depending, with obviously with COVID being the way it was
Yeah, I
all
was gonna ask
year,
that. So how
it
is
kind
that? How
of
is it working with what's going on right now? Like, what do you do then?
it's made it harder, but we just kind of cut down on how we do that stuff. Like we've gone to like more like we'll go to like a secluded beach or a secluded hike somewhere, or we'll go to a restaurant we know that doesn't have a lot of people, or sometimes we'll go to a hole in the wall bar somewhere, just like something that's not going to have a lot of people, so you can avoid and mitigate
Right.
the risk of
Right.
COVID. But at this point, I mean, to be honest, if you're going to get it, you're going to get it, and if you think you're going to get it, you probably already had it. So I'm
True.
just kind of at a point to where, I need to get back to living life. It's been about a year, so I think we can get over the COVID thing a bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just try to get away and just, decompress and not look at YouTube. A lot of times I'll, just turn it all off if I'm really demotivated about something. Because most of the time, it's nothing to even be demotivated about. Like, I just try to keep reminding myself that, small victories all add up to big victories eventually. You can't always have, viral videos or, a billion minutes of watch time or whatever it is that you're
Right.
sad about. It's more about just like how you're going to get back to it. How are you going to get back to those peaks? How are you going to, peak even higher, et cetera, et cetera? And I think that's just what my channel has always really been a testament to. Like I've never, despite what a lot of people seem to think, like I've never kind of blown up. It's always been a
Hmm.
gradual thing. Like I'm coming up on my 4th year of doing this. So if you kind of do the math, my first year I made 30,000. Next year I went to 60,000, or went to 90,000. I gained 60,000, etc. It's kind of always been like, yeah, I'm making more progress every year, but it's never been like I'm blowing up, if you get what I
It's
mean.
still crazy
So,
numbers if you think about it, though.
oh
Like,
yeah,
yeah.
nothing to be ashamed of,
Right.
for sure. I mean,
You should definitely
but
be proud of that.
it's very gradual, and that's just to the testament of just keep at it. You just keep doing it. It'll all come in time. That's for sure.
Well, I say this a lot to you, but I think with how like spread out you are in the community and how much you like give advice to people like me and just other people in general who are trying to really build something off of this, I truly think that compared to a lot of other people, you're a huge motivational like pillar for a lot of people, including myself. I don't
Right.
say that just to like gas you up. I say that because truly, your whole journey to where you are now is truly motivating for me because I've been trying to do this for 8 years, and it's only just now I figured out like this is what I want and this is what I've wanted this whole time, and it's like so random that I just found it out of nowhere. So seeing someone like you, I think we need more people like you in the community, personally.
I agree with that.
Uh,
I absolutely agree with that.
because like obviously you don't like actively like go looking like, hey man, you need some help, but like if somebody stumbles across you, you don't fling them away like you're some fucking asshole with like numbers that dwarf theirs, which is it can be very the ego. A lot of egotistical tendencies can be very, common in places like that, and that's something I wanted to know. How have you kept yourself so grounded? Like, obviously, you do have success. You did make it. You're not YouTube famous, but you don't do anything else. So this is it. So how do you keep yourself from like getting too big headed? Like, what is that? What do you have that makes you like that? Or are you just like, do you just not let it get to you?
Um, I think it comes just down to like a simple mindset and way of life.
Mm-hmm.
For as long as I can remember, even way back to being 7 years old, I've been quoted saying this. You know, do we breathe the same air? Do we bleed the same blood? No, I don't see any reason why I should act like I'm any better than you.
Right.
YouTube is not even. This is not even. I don't even know how to say it. It's like this is not even as famous as I've been. I've been in metal bands that have toured and played in front of 10,000 people every day for months. I've done it. I peaked and valleyed. There's nothing to have an ego about. Everybody has their own journey. We all have our own paths in life. And when that failed and I fell on my face and I couldn't make it any further than that, I found a different route, which ended up being what I always wanted to do. Just like you said, I didn't know what the hell I wanted to do. I thought music was the only thing because that's the only thing I ever really had interest in. And then I found YouTube, and here I am.
Yeah.
I found something that I have so much interest in that I'm willing to, work so hard for it. And here we are. You reap the fruits of your labor. And for me, it's just I'm very give and take. That's just the kind of person I am, for better or for worse. If you're an asshole to me, I'm probably going to be an asshole to you, or I'll probably just ignore you, to be honest, because life's too short,
Yeah.
Right.
I unfortunately learned early in my life that you can't be weak, you can't be open, and you can't be too nice. I used to be too nice and kind of let bad people constantly come back. So now for me, it's like, I'm willing to help anybody. If you come to me openly and you're being real to me, I'll always be real with you. But if you come and, obviously burn me, I'm just going to drop you like you never existed and move on with my life, because life is too short. So There's no point to have an ego. You live and you learn. There's good people, there's bad people, and you kind of just have to be the example of what you want, treat others like how you want to be treated.
Yeah, it's more or less that. Like, how would you feel if you were like my size and somebody your size just squashed me? Like, just I went to them like, hey man, like I really like your stuff. Is there any advice you could give me? Yeah, stop doing it. Like, what if, like, how crushing would that be? I would probably stop. I would probably stop making videos because the person I look towards just told me I suck.
Right.
And that's like, who else am I going to look for? Like, that's you. You're the person. I built up all this courage to ask you, like, hey, is there anything you can like tell me, like what's the process? And all you would have had to do is like, sorry man, I just don't know. I just do this. It just happened. Like, I don't really know. But there is people that'll be like, fuck you, dude. I don't gotta tell you shit. Like, and that really, really sucks. And I hate that those people exist, but it's really nice, especially that in our niche community that we have, that there is people like you that, if someone genuinely comes up to you and they're honest, like, dude, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I want to do something. So, like, how? Like, help me. Do you know anything? And you'll just spray your experience. And it's really,
Definitely.
it helped me out a lot. I'll say that. My mindset on the community as a whole, and just how this thing works, and just how to feel when certain things happen, I've learned a lot of that from you over, like, the fucking 2 years that I've known you at this point. I don't think my channel would be running the way it is, and like my mindset when I make stuff would be the same way if I didn't work with you and I didn't have those like long ass Twitter talks and that Discord shit when we were playing Dauntless. I don't think that shit, if that didn't happen, that I would be different doing what I do. So I appreciate you being who you are in the community, because it does help a lot of people. Whether you realize how much it helps me or somebody else, it does.
Well, thanks, dude. I'm glad I can help out, man. Like I said, man, there needs to be more humanity in general. There's people everybody's lost behind a screen, and that's the problem. None of it's real to people. It's all a game. It's all, avatars and Twitter handles. These aren't real people.
It's easy to be a bully online when there's not like a person standing right in front of you.
They don't see how this affects people. And like, I grew up, in an area where internet really wasn't a thing, and it was mainly still just like
in the 1940s,
dial up anyway. So, yeah, like the 1940s pretty much. But like I experienced kind of that traditional bullying, because I've always been more of a small, skinny kind of kid, and everybody, growing up in the country where everybody's big and strong, it's kind of easy target.
America.
So like I've been there face to face with it, so it's kind of the same thing online when you see people kind of ganging up on each other and be like, oh, you suck, blah blah blah. It's like, I kind of just rather not be a part of the problem, try to be a part of a change if possible.
Right, you're trying to push everybody forward.
Enough negativity.
Because this thing wouldn't exist without everybody just continuously doing it. So what the fuck is the
Right.
point of like just squashing everybody behind you? Like that,
Yeah,
like
teamwork makes the dream work, man.
we wouldn't be anywhere without everybody. Like the community only exists with the people who are participate in it. So if you or anybody else your size or bigger were to be like, nah, fuck you guys, we don't give a shit about you, the shit would die. It wouldn't last.
Success is more fun when you have people to enjoy it
Yeah,
with, you know?
exactly.
It's very lonely at the top when you treat it like that. Like that's actually the only real beef I've ever had was with people that were starting that BS. Like, oh, it's a competition, it's friendly competition. There's no such thing as that. That's stupid. It's narration. Like it's all about opinions. It's all about taste. It's what people like. It's dumb to try to make a competition out
Right.
of it. It's like the same thing with music. What are you competing for? It's like, oh, I can do guitar solos faster than you. It's like, okay, who cares? It's a different type of music. So it's like, it's just what it is, man. It's just, I just want to get away from that mentality because everything doesn't need to be, you know, who's better or who's
Right.
number one. I'm not saying everybody needs to have a participation trophy either, but there really is no need for trophies in general because there's like, what are you competing for? Everybody can, there's more than enough room on the internet for people to do what they want to do. I mean, you can go on any platform outside of YouTube and find tons of narrators you never heard of before doing stuff at a very high level, maybe even bigger than the people on YouTube. And it's just, you never heard of them because it's such a big platform. The internet's never ending. So there's more than enough room. There's no need to fight each other. It's just you don't need to be friends either. I don't think everybody needs to be in a big circle
No,
jerk
just
like
be civil.
some people try to be, but
just be a person. Act like everybody else
just
is one.
exist. Yeah.
Just coexist,
Just
right?
exist.
Yeah, just act like everybody else is a person because they are, and don't be a fucking dick about it.
It's like, I'm going to be honest, like I've been in this community for 4 years now, and I have maybe, I've probably, I know some multiple narrators who I've been tagged in with or done like kind of like random collabs with over the years, like third party that I've never spoken a word to. I don't hate them. I just
But you don't
have,
consider
like,
them
you know,
like a friend.
we just exist. Yeah, I don't know who they are, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. You don't have
It's just
to.
that people act like it's so weird. It's like, you don't know who that is? No, I don't. I don't really want to either, so it doesn't matter.
It's weird for me because like I collab with people like I only really, really, truly want to know as a person. Like I have like I've done stuff with you, and I consider that to be because not only it's not because of your size, it's more or less because I think you're a cool person and I want to work with you. And
Right.
it could be the same thing. Like if for some random reason, some fucking absurd reason, Nexpo decided he wanted to work with me, and I hated him. I just didn't like him at all. Fuck him. I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't care how many subscribers he has. I don't care how many views he could get me. I don't want anything to do with that. And I'm not saying that at all because I love Nexpo. If he asked me, I would do it in a heartbeat. But
I'm telling Ryan right now.
because I love the dude. But it's the same thing with Raven. Like Raven's a good dude. He's also an amazing narrator. I wouldn't work with him if those two things weren't really like apparent to me. People could like it's not anything against him if I don't think he's a good narrator. It's not me saying like, oh, you're shit, I don't think you should be doing this. It's more of like you're just not doing my style that I like to listen to. So I don't really want to work with you in that sense. And I'm really bad with that. I don't like to tell people I don't like what they're making because I don't know how to say it without sounding like a dick. And it happens quite a bit where I'll get sent like hey, you want to work? And I'm like, I'll more or less say like I'm just busy. And I don't want to hurt their feelings because like I do think that they have potential, just not like in like in my style. Like I don't know how to put it without not sounding like a fucking asshole because it sounds like I'm an asshole.
It's just preference. It's your platform, you know. Like,
Yeah.
I had to learn the hard way. I used to get pressured all the time. Like I got pressured into doing this really big, like 50 narrator mega collab, like when I
hate
first started.
those. I fucking
and
hate
I hated
those.
it. Video was terrible. Nobody liked it. Everybody in the comments thought it was terrible. And I agree. And ever since then, I've just been, I've had like 10 people on rotation if I'm ever going to like collab at this point. It's like I don't know if you know anybody knows what it is, but like Vlad TV, like he's got like a rotation of guests he comes on.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like that for me with narrators. Like it's just like I've got like my rotation of people I like. who I
Wow,
want to
you
promote.
do
And
like
every
hip
so
hop. You just
dude, trust me,
dropped
I'm
Vlad
deep.
TV.
I'm deep, dude. I'm gonna tell you this. Like I am.
Oh, we're gonna have a
like,
talk
one of
one
those-
day. We're gonna have a fucking talk about hip hop
I'm a
one day.
weird guy, dude. I have so many interests. Like, trust me, man. I listen to everything from wrestling podcasts to hip hop podcasts to like. It's just weird, dude.
I
But,
can't
like-
watch Vlad because I feel like he asks so many questions that just piss the people off, and I'm like, I'm there to like find out about their album, not why like this person now hates Vlad with a passion. Like,
I learned a long time ago from the elders or my old folk that you just like to listen to people's stories and their wisdom and use that for your own. And that's kind of like why I listen to stuff like that, because like I like to listen to the stories, the hustle, and I apply those little things that they talk about.
I'm more
and
just listening to
into my
Sway
own
because
hustle.
it feels like he has a connection to the people, and like he's able to bring like the best like knowledge out of those people because he's known them for so long. Where it feels like Vlad just kind of just wants to poke and prod at the rappers, like bring up controversial shit, and I just
He wants to get what's gonna get the most clicks.
Right,
That's why I like to
yeah.
like listen to different ones. Like No Jumper's a good one. I like to listen to that one if I want to listen to like more like the backstory of where these people came from and stuff like that.
Right.
Living like Love and Hip Hop or something if you want to, get more into like the rumors.
So
and
he
gossip
also
about
Sway
it.
can just convince anybody to do a fucking freestyle even when they can't, and I just like listening to it. It's great.
Oh man, it's good stuff, man. Good stuff.
It is great stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I want to work with. Back what I was saying. I want to work with people, and I kind of just have like you said. I kind of just have like this group of people that like I'll ask every so often at this point. Like Vidith,
Yeah.
I'll work with HBN. I'll work with you. I'll work with Raven. I'll work with. Off the top of my head, that's the only real people like I'll just think of when I'm like, hey, I don't want to do this video just by myself. Like, I'm going to be 100% honest. I have asked, who was it? I think I asked Horror by Numbers if he can narrate 2 stories for me, just because I didn't have time to finish the video myself.
All right.
And I sent it
Nothing
to
wrong
him,
with that.
and I don't know. It just feels like, fuck it. I don't feel like it. I don't
What's
know.
wrong with that, man? Shit.
I don't know.
I mean, I do that all the time. I ain't
Listen,
gonna
this
lie.
is
Like,
shit
if
that I
haven't
keep
hit
in
the
my own head.
stories-
I've never said it out loud. So
I'm shameless, dude. I put out there straight up on my stream. I'll be just like, yeah, man, I was lazy.
yeah, let's
so I
just
had
send
Jensen
TDN
do
an
it."
unedited fucking story.
Yeah. Like honestly, like that day, I was like, I looked at it and I was like, am I gonna edit this? Nah.
You sent me.
I was like, let me ask somebody if they want to do this real
you
quick.
sent me horse shit.
You're welcome, bro. It's good.
And
It's
I
good reps.
punished
It's
you
good
for
reps.
I punished you hard for it. I made you read an SCP.
Oh, dude, I hate SCPs, dude. This is the worst shit, dude.
you.
Dude, every time I do one, I just literally end up stopping like 5 times and just screaming like,
specifically
"Who
asked.
the fuck writes this?"
I specifically asked you to do it because I hated you so much for what you made. And funny part is that the SCP was infinitely harder to read, but I just felt like I had to get you back hard because of how I felt.
It was like, oh no apostrophes. What is this bullshit?
Yeah, after I got the thing back and after you sent like you were like, I fucking hate you, and I'm like, he's never gonna want to work with me again. But that was the most satisfying thing that's ever happened to me.
Damn.
Feels good, bro.
I didn't know.
No, I
that-
just hate SCPs in general, dude. They're just they're like just formatted in the most annoying way ever. It's just like, why? Like, what is this bullshit? Just tell the story.
I didn't realize there was this level of animosity between you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
There's-
No, it's mainly just SCPs, man. It has nothing to do with this balding guy. This balding fellow over here.
Balding.
I've seen the hairline, bro. It's kind of
It's
tragic.
not. It's not balding, actually, dipshit. But all right.
He's just angry. He got called out. He's mad.
I'm not fucking
Pointing out his
balding.
insecurities. I'm pointing out his insecurities. It's okay.
It's just I can't figure out what the way my fucking hair wants to go. It's not my fault.
He's not balding, guys. His
My
nose
hairline.
keeps-
No, I just got a big fucking forehead. That's what it is.
It's just a big forehead.
Big
yeah.
brain
I got
time.
a big ass forehead too, bro. Big brain.
Yeah.
Smooth brain.
Oh,
Big
it's
smooth
definitely
brain, there you
smooth.
go.
You could bounce a fucking ronk off of that thing.
Yeah, simping, king simp out here.
I can't believe you just called me out for a
King
receding
simp,
hairline
man.
that I don't have. Like,
I know. I just like made that up like right off the top
like
of
I'm
my head.
thinking about it, and I'm like, no, it's just that my forehead's big, and that's always been that way. I do
Yeah,
have
dude,
a
you
big
look like
forehead.
Jimmy
I'll give you
Neutron.
that. I've had that my whole life, but I just attribute that to my big old brain, which doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
dude.
Now-
What's your SAT scores, bro?
Oh, you mean the ones that I didn't get to do before I dropped out of high school?
Oh shit, dude. That's smooth brain tactics
Told you,
right
smooth
there.
brain. No, I
It's
attribute,
big. It's just smooth.
I attribute to the fact that my teachers were really, really, really bad at what they did. They did not care about me. They did not care if I passed. If I failed, if I fell a little bit behind, they didn't care. They pushed me to the side, and cared about the numbers. That's all my teachers, with an exception of one.
Yeah, man,
but
been there.
that was like an extracurricular class, so it didn't matter. That's just how it worked. And I was really struggling. It was really hard for me to pick up stuff. Like, I'm a really hands-on person, so when I was being taught stuff, like, just like you have to look at it and figure it out, like that, it was really hard for me. And I always asked, like, hey, like, I really don't know how to do this. Can you help me? And it was always like, well, you're just not paying attention. Like, no, I just really don't understand it. Can you help me? And they just never fucking helped me. So I fell so far behind. At that point, there was nowhere to go. So I just had to leave. I was so far behind because nobody wanted to help me figure it out. And as a teacher, what else are you supposed to do? You're supposed to teach me the thing, but you're not even going to try to help me figure it out? And I just,
Yeah, it feels bad. Dude.
after that, I was just like, well, fuck these people. They don't care about me. They don't care if I figure it out. They don't care if I learn. They just care about the paycheck and the numbers. So I dipped out of high school. And there's nothing else I could have done about that. Of course, my parents were pissed off, but like they didn't understand how hard it was for me to pick things up. Like, history was easy, biology was easy, but everything else, like math, I'm so bad with it. I couldn't figure it out. And every time I asked any of my math teachers, they were like, well, you're just not paying attention. Like, or you're teaching us shit. You ever think about that? Maybe you're a bad teacher. You ever think about that? Like, no, I have a college degree. I'm like, yeah, you sat in a classroom for 4 years and people shot shit at your face and you absorbed it.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. There's great teachers out there, but my school didn't have them. I've had amazing teachers that really like worked with me to figure it out. And like they taught me like a lot of the shit I know. But there was most of the teachers in there that they just came because it was work. They didn't come because they wanted to teach people how to learn. They just wanted to, come there, get their money, go home, make sure they didn't get fired. And that was really, really discouraging. Raven, you said you did like teaching, right?
Yeah, I was adult teaching though.
Right.
So, teaching is one of those things you have to have an absolute passion for because, it's really, and I'm not gonna lie, it's incredibly difficult because
Right.
if you don't know everything about a subject, you kind of look like an idiot as you're explaining it. But
to just
it's
like
one of those-
just to like flick off the kid
Right.
like he's not like I was
No, right.
avidly trying to figure it out. It was just hard for me. And it's their job to just be like, "Hey, if you don't get it, we can break this down. We just can't do it like right now because we're like in the middle of class."
right.
But
In
it was never that.
I was a part-time instructor and I worked more than full-time hours, if that tells you anything. I was always on Slack with people explaining how to do the stuff for IT, doing after-hour stuff, working with them, talking to them. Like that becomes a necessity. Like I said, I was paid for 20 hours a week and I was working probably 50. So
Wow.
yeah.
I mean, there
That's what
is
I mean,
good teachers out there. I know there is because I've
for sure.
had them. But
sure.
there's a majority of them are just there for the paycheck. And like, bro, you picked the wrong profession, I think. Like,
Right.
These kids rely on you.
Well, and I think a lot of that may also come from how long they've been doing it. Like if they've been a teacher for 15 years, I can imagine that.
I get that, but at that
it
point,
killed the soul.
you're still doing it
Right.
for the wrong reasons.
Right.
You're supposed to be teaching the youth to everything. If you're not going to teach them like the shit that they need to know, like taxes and mortgage and, balancing a checkbook and shit like that, or how to change a fucking spark plug, shit they're going to use all the time. And if you're going to teach them this shit that they're not always going to use, you might as well do it well. But, I don't know. I've always had a disdain for school for that reason. I've always had, like, the opposite view of, like, no, you could probably do this without it, but that's only because of my personal experience. Because, like, the teachers were so brutal to me for no reason. I don't know. I don't know where this conversation came from.
Yeah, I didn't mean to bring back childhood memories there, but I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm over that shit. The only thing I miss about school is the social aspect.
It was easier to make friends, that's for sure. As an adult, I think that's one of the hardest transitions is like, how do you make friends?
Yeah. How do friend?
How do
you say you make it a fucking friend, you know?
How do I not get, abducted and sold into the human market?
What?
I mean, I live in Florida, bro. It's a very real possibility.
Oh, yeah.
I go out to meet some friends, like on some girl on Tinder, and I end up on a boat in freaking.
Well, that's your own fault. You got to use Bumble, man.
I use Grindr.
What the fuck is Bumble? Is Bumble the same thing?
I don't know, man. I only use Grindr.
Is Bumble even a thing? I feel like I just said that and it doesn't exist.
I think it does.
That's how I met Mose. Grindr.
Bumble's a location-based Oh. Wait, what? Okay, Bumble is weird. Only female users can make the first contact.
Mm.
So the male, I guess, can swipe whatever it is, but only the female can message them first. But if you're same sex, either of them can. I guess it's supposed to be safer and less creepy that way. I mean, girls can still be creepy, but obviously men would be more creepy. Because we're just gross. Let's just lay that out there. We're gross dudes. Like, I'm grouping you guys like, hey, you're the gross one.
So speak for yourself, bro. It's a cool. Anyway.
Patience had said something earlier that there is always motivation on this podcast, and that's what I want every time. I'd like to have guests on that have their own experiences, and especially you. You had a lot to bring to the table when it came to like knowledge and just like, shit because you've been doing it for so long. So that was a huge reason of having you on. One, because I love talking to you, but two, because it's just you have a lot of a knowledge about the whole thing.
Hey man, this podcast gives me motivation to neck one day faster. So thank you for that. You're gonna end my misery one day quicker. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much, bro. It's like, we're gonna have a happy motivational ending for this, and it's like, nope.
God, you're just like, bro, I'm about to fucking end it.
I'm gonna end this whole man's whole career.
His whole career.
Whole career.
Oh my god. Oh my
Bullets
god.
Flying through the freaking studio right now. He's hit. He's down. Man down.
He's down. Oh my god.
Save his hairline.
Fuck you. Fucking bastard.
Oh man.
Nothing can hit my fucking hairline. This forehead is bulletproof, bitch.
What do you need? I need Rogaine.
Damn.
Oh my god. What do you need?
I'm just on a roll, bro.
Oh my god.
I need Asper cream.
Need to get this man some fucking scissors. He's looking like a chick. Oh.
Okay then.
Like a Nordic queen out here.
So I'm assuming your girl pulls your hair.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That would be weird.
I'm a real king, all right? That's how we do it out here.
You top
My
or
girlfriend
bottom?
slaps me.
Top or bottom? Come on. Come on. Top or bottom? You the bottom, bitch?
Bro, I don't know what you're talking about, dude.
I don't. We go sideways.
I'm a child of the Lord, man.
Child of the fucking Lord. Did you hear yourself for the last 30 seconds?
I don't know what you're talking about, brother. I tell you what, man. I come from a good Southern background. I come from a good Southern background.
I tell you what.
I don't do none of that Satan shit, man. Don't touch that lettuce, none of that broccoli, none of that celery. Just tell you, good old beef for me.
I only eat chicken and good old-fashioned ground beef.
Chicken tendies.
Oh my God, I love myself some chicken tendies.
Hey, don't be talking that shit, boy. Hey, keep that queer shit out of here, boy. I'm about to come slap your ass right quick.
Right quick.
Grandpa, please. Grandpa, stop.
Stop.
Yuns, come on down, Rocky. I was like, oh shit, Dad. Stop yelling. No, dude, that's literally was my life growing up. Just hearing thick Southern accents. Come on down yonder, right quick, son. It was just me to go on and do some hood shit. All right. No, I'm just kidding. But
all right, Daddy.
all right, Daddy. Shit. About to be a real man today, boy. About to dig a hole.
You gotta learn today, boy.
You're gonna dig that hole, you
I'm
heard?
gonna learn you something real quick.
Dude, it's crazy.
Oh my God.
Why isn't this more normalized? What the hell, guys?
What? Your whole spiel that you just fucking gave me?
Southern, make the Southern way of talking more normalized. When nobody says y'all down here.
Well,
Hey,
I'm
y'all.
assuming it is normalized at this point because every time a fucking British person tries to do an accent that's American, that's all they fucking do.
I love that shit. Hey, y'all. It's that's the only thing they know from America. It's pretty true, though, to be honest. I'd say that's probably the average American.
All right, fellas. Yep. So it looks like we're gonna
we're gonna end this on all Americans being hey y'all. That's just you. That's your generalization.
We're gonna end this on a comeback of all American rejects.
Damn.
Yeah, we got.
About time.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't even. They're probably still making music. I just don't know.
I don't know.
They probably never stopped. I just don't know.
Is this Coldplay, dude? What the hell is this lit?
Oh my God.
Really?
Is this real life?
Yo, y'all hear the new Justin Bieber album?
That's a sentence that should never be said with that accent.
Yeah, for real.
Man, I listen to Prince.
Hey, yo, motherfucker! You hear that new Justin Bieber?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dog.
Oh, hell yeah, dog. I'm not gonna get into all that now, y'all. Oh, now, y'all.
Hey, yo,
hell
bitch,
no,
you
brother.
fucking listen to that new Taylor Swift? Damn! Damn! Look what you made me do!
I just want to hear just Ice Cube yelling something like that.
Oh my God.
I would die.
Oh my God.
Is he on Cameo? Let's make that happen. If he's on Cameo, we gotta
Oh my
make
God,
that
Ice
happen.
Cube on
Probably
Cameo,
is.
I'd go bankrupt.
Dude, I'm gonna see if he's on there, dude. I'm gonna get him to
I'm gonna
say
look it
some
up
weird
right
shit
now.
for an intro.
I'm looking it up
That'd be
right
great.
now. Ice Cube.
Get
Cameo Ice Cube.
man.
He is. He absolutely is. $500.
yes.
Holy shit.
That's
500,
worth.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
fucking worth. It's Ice Cube, bro.
All right, we're all gonna pitch in.
It's a new intro for your show from now on.
Dude, if we can get him to fucking do an intro. Oh my God.
This shit sucks.
I wonder if Simon Pegg's on here. Is Simon Pegg on here? Oh, if Simon Pegg is on
Dude,
here. Oh,
is
he's
that the dude from freaking American Idol?
Simon Pegg?
No, that's
What?
Simon Powell. Never mind.
Yeah, no, Simon Pegg's the guy who did Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, dude, you know who I saw on Cameo earlier?
Hmm.
That I'm a snag guy.
I'm a snag. I'm a snake a snag.
Dude, he's on there. I'm like, dude, this guy's still making money off that meme. What the hell? That's real motivation right there.
So Ice-T is only $350.
I mean,
think that's-
Ice-T is a good replacement. He's
That would work.
I mean,
he was on Law and Order, bro.
right.
He still
We can
is
get
on
the-
Law and Order.
If we can just get the SVU with a don at the end, we're good.
Guy's been doing that shit for 20 years.
Just like Ice Cube breaks down the door, dun dun, and it's just like a zoom in on TDN's face.
Dun dun.
There's the shock and horror. He's like on the toilet.
Chum-Li from Pawn Stars is on here for $75.
Dude, that's perfect.
That is a great fucking price for that. Let's get Chum-Li to do a fucking intro for our podcast. I'll pay every week for there to be a different person.
Dude, I was actually thinking about doing something like that for like a week in April or something for like April Fools. Just like every week have like some random unrelated celebrity just come on and
just have no fucking idea. Like Octavia Spencer. Like just have her...
It's like somebody nobody's gonna know.
No, just get pay like $1,500 to get like the biggest person you could find, and just have him do like the dumbest fucking thing. Just get like James Earl Jones. Just get James Earl Jones to do like a Shrek intro.
Just have them read the Shrek 2 script.
Oh, jeez.
What if you?
I kind of want to.
How much do you think you would have to pay James Earl Jones to do the Shrek 2 fucking script?
No amount is too high.
He'd probably do it for a Subway sandwich, to be honest.
Honestly, probably true. Man's gotta eat.
What if Keanu was on here? Nah, he's not.
Honestly,
if he was, that would be our intro every week.
Just pay a bunch of celebrities just to say one thing is, yes.
Yes.
And that's all you pay them for, $1,500 worth.
You could just take a snippet out of one of their interviews, but you paid them specifically to just say yes.
No, it's with the breath too.
Yes.
It's like essential as they can. Yeah.
So you can get Perez Hilton for $90, just so you know.
We can get Perez Hilton to do a Darkness thing.
Probably.
I thought he would be higher for some reason.
Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray is 99. I gotta stop looking at this. This is crazy. Anyway.
I feel like I should make a cameo just for the meme of it.
You probably should.
$69.
You'd probably get a lot of fucking things.
I'm gonna do that. I'm literally gonna put it for $69 and just see what happens.
I'm gonna put mine for 1,000 and see who buys it.
Like 69.
69.
Gilbert Gottfried's 150.
The podcast will now have a budget specifically for this. We don't have a budget, period, let alone for cameo.
I got
We're gonna make a budget for this.
I got like $5. I'm eating Burger King right now.
If everybody listening here donates $1, in like 15 episodes, we can have Gilbert Gottfried.
If everybody here donates $1, we'll have enough for a Big Mac meal.
We will not starve today.
But in about like a month or so.
In about a month, yeah. About 28
Dan
days.
Avidan is on this? What? No fucking... Dude, we're getting Dan Avidan from Ninja Sex Party to fucking do an intro, period.
I don't know who that is.
He's fucking amazing.
I think we should get Gilbert Gottfried.
Probably, but I'm definitely going to be paying Dan Avidan to do this.
Do you think he charges a premium to do his video without a shirt for Gilbert Gottfried?
That's a good question. It didn't say, but we're going to have to figure that out.
We're going to have to contact him.
Yeah, we'll send him a message. You can get Hoobastank for $300. Holy shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wonder from 2001. I'm stoked.
Ghostface? What?
They had that one song. You guys remember?
The Reason?
That one song.
Marlon Wayans is on this too. What?
20 minutes.
Anyway.
Shaggy.
We should probably stop.
Yeah.
We should probably stop. This is getting weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys. Ow. Thank you for destroying the audience's ears as well.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry for
Swamp, you
anybody.
okay?
He imploded.
Order has been brought to the podcast.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been so much fun. An hour and 20 minutes passed by like it was 5 for me. Thank you so much, Swamp, for not clickbaiting us and joining us this time around. It was a lot of fun, and it's always fun talking to you because you just have such outlandish like fucking concepts in your head that you spew out every 5 seconds. So I knew for a fact it was going to make good for a good podcast material. And also on top of it, like I was talking about, you're a huge motivational pillar for me personally. So having you on was exactly what I wanted. I just wanted to ask you like some things that personally I wanted to know because of your experience. But also you're just a great dude overall. So thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me. It was a fun conversation and a good time.
You don't have to gas me up like that.
He's just saying that to be polite.
I know. He hates me.
This is the best time I've ever had while babysitting 2 autistic children.
Wow. It's artistic. Thanks.
Artistic, autistic. There's not. It's kind of a blurred spectrum.
Listen, okay. My mom said my videos are good. Like I said, guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, please stop by every Sunday for a live podcast with any of our guests. You can ask us questions, or you can ask the guest questions. I heard nothing from you guys, so terrible.
Yeah, chat was kind of...
Chat was not really interactive at all. I'm very upset. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, like I said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. I don't remember who we have on for next week, actually. We have... No, I have a thing. You also have a thing. You could be helping me right now.
Did you send it to me?
Next week we have Jensen.
Oh, shit.
So be prepared for that.
Oh, shit, dude, you got Chills coming on. Sick.
Yeah, we have Chills and Corpse Husband coming on. Same podcast.
Nice, dude.
Yeah,
nice.
and Joe Swanson, apparently. But
Oh, shit.
thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love all of you. And if there's anything you guys want to plug or say, Swamp, you can start. Or anything you want to say?
Check out my SoundCloud. Little Swamp coming soon. Hip hop all day, you know. Just kidding, Chud. I don't really have anything to plug. To subscribe to Vidif22, 10K hype.
All right. I can take that. Guys?
I think. Oh. Are we still here?
Dark, are you still around, man? You dead?
Sorry, there's a guy driving up and down the street with a dirt bike.
Oh.
I tried to make it so
This is
chat
awkward.
didn't hear it. We're probably just going to cut this then. Yep, thank you guys so much for listening, and I love all of you.
Sleep well.
See ya. Go listen to Swamp's new album, Within the Groves. Link in the description.
That too.